this is going to be a video about why I don't do psychic readings and also how to do your own psychic reading, because you are all psychics out there. So I want you to stop looking outside yourself and take your power back, because you are all amazing little psychics. And by the way, this is not a video to diss psychics. They're amazing and they have their place, but you're also a psychic too, and you're also amazing. So I really want you to tap into your own power and tap into your own future timeline, because no one knows your future timeline more than you do, because it's yours. Okay, so this is a message that I had a download about last night at like midnight, and I just wanted to share exactly as it came through. Okay, so psychic readings are all in the mind, right? Most people, they want to go get a reading because they want answers so they can get relief. But you're actually not going to get relief, because it won't help you with the feelings that you're experiencing. Okay, because the mind isn't the feeling part of the body. Okay, so you go get a reading, you get answers. Like, even if it's the answers you want to hear, it won't give you relief, because you're not actually clearing the emotional energy that's stored in your body. So we actually need to clear the energy with energy healing. But most people don't want a healing, they want a reading. Most of the clients that come to me, they go, oh, like, I know you do healings, but like, I would much rather a reading, because they're in their mind and they want an answer. But the biggest service I can do for you is actually do a healing, not a reading. And you don't need a reading, because you don't need to know what your future is. You don't need to know. And I know that's really hard for your mind to grasp. You actually need an energy clearing. You need a healing in some way, okay? Most of the people that come to me, because I believe all my clients are like reflections of me. And I always wanted readings, because I never wanted healings, because I never wanted to cry or feel or be seen or witnessed or have that release. I just wanted someone to tell me what was going to happen. And me doing a psychic reading on you is actually limiting you to what the possibilities of your future could be, because there's an infinite amount of timelines. There's an infinite amount of timelines that you can hop on, and they're always shifting. Like, I could do a reading for you and say that you're going to meet the love of your life in February, right? But if you wake up the next morning and you do your normal route down to your local coffee shop to get coffee or cacao or whatever, and instead of turning right, you turn left, that could wipe out the entire timeline I just told you about in the reading. That's how delicate and intricate your life and your timelines are. It's really about whatever step you take could completely change your timeline. That's how delicate this thing is. And you need to know, firstly, that every step you take is the right one. So if I tell you something's going to happen and then it doesn't happen, it wasn't meant to happen, okay? But like, and I'm not saying that psychics aren't amazing. Like, there's still amazing psychics out there, okay? So like, I had an amazing psychic tell me that I was going to meet the love of my life, and I was going to meet someone, and I couldn't deny the connection that we had. And I met him the next day, right? Like, she was spot on. But also, because I was going to meet him in under 24 hours, his energy was already in my field, very strong. So she was able to read that pretty accurately, right? But at that time, when I got the reading, I was lost and confused, and nothing was going on in my life, and I needed guidance and I needed help. That's why I went to the psychic. And when she said that I was going to meet the love of my life, I was just like, my mind was just like, what? Like, how is this going to happen? Because my love life was literally devoid of life. So I was like, I don't know how this is going to happen. And then I saw him the next day. He just plopped into my sphere, and my mind, well, I jumped on it and I was like, oh my God, could he be the guy that my psychic was talking about yesterday? And my mind was like, Jade, relax. Like, it's literally the first guy that you saw after your reading. Like, relax. Doesn't mean it's him. But it was. My spirit knew. My mind was questioning, but my spirit knew. It was like, he's the one, right? And the only reason I'm telling you that story is because that was always going to happen, whether I got the psychic reading or not. Okay? Like, her telling me that was going to happen didn't bring it. Maybe it did. Okay. Maybe it did. All right? So let's go into that. But whatever is meant to happen will happen. Like the reading won't actually help or change, but I will say a reading can bring into your awareness of a possibility that you can entertain, and then you can attract it because you are a powerful manifester and you are putting your energy there and then you bring it in. But that's all you. A psychic can say something and then if you entertain it and play it in your head, you can attract it. But that was all you. She didn't really do anything, right? She can plant the seed, but you're the one watering it and attracting it and bringing it into your life. So we're all psychics. We all have this ability to see our infinite number of possible timelines. And so don't give your power away and say that you can't, because you can. This is all our innate power. But no one knows your future timeline as well as you do because it's yours, okay? So you need to take your power back and stop looking outside yourself, because you might be disappointed when that reader ends up being wrong. But also, you can also be disappointed when you end up being wrong. Like I channel stuff all the time, all these amazing timelines that I think are going to happen, and then it doesn't, because the timeline is always shifting, right? It could literally be like you stepped left instead of right, and that like wiped out all the timelines that you saw or that your psychic told you, okay? But it's not that we're wrong. It's just one possible timeline, and our lives are too delicate and intricate for me to tell you why that one timeline didn't play out. We are the universe, but I am not the universe. I do not have all the answers. I don't know why it didn't play out. It could literally just be you simply stepping left instead of right. But no one actually knows, okay? No one actually knows, and sometimes we get it right. Sometimes the psychic is spot on and it's an epic win, and that's when you can celebrate and go, oh my God, it happened. But then other times we're wrong because the timeline decided to shift for some reason. Why? We don't know what that reason is, and no one can tell you why, so don't even try, okay? But readings, I do readings on myself. When I was going through a really hard time, I was doing readings on myself every single day because I wanted answers and I wanted to know. And I was doing it with my pendulum, and I connect with my son over my pendulum. And he was telling me all these things would happen, and then they wouldn't. And it would fill me up with hope, and then it would get me through the hard times I was going through, yes. But then he'd turn around and go, psych, that's actually not going to happen. The timeline changed. And I would get so angry. Because I would just get so emotionally invested in it. I would just be like, why the fuck did you tell me that was going to happen if it didn't? And I would like rage at my son, because I'm allowed to. And I was thinking, like, if I was emotionally invested in it enough, that's what would attract it. And it would attract exactly how he told me it was going to come in. But you don't always attract it how you think or wish or hope for. Pretty much never, actually, because the universe comes in and is like, let me give you better. And there's like a little struggle and battle with the ego there for a little while. But then it comes in and you're like, oh, like I shouldn't have fought that. Like I shouldn't have been fighting this whole time, because this is actually pretty good. And this is actually way better than I anticipated, and way better than I could have possibly imagined. Like the universe loves surprising you. Okay, so like stop trying to figure out all the answers. And you don't want to manifest it exactly how you see it, because that takes the fun out of it, you know? Sometimes you do, and it's like, oh my God, like exact manifestation, that is so cool. But then others you want them to stay unknown, because that's what keeps life interesting, right? It would be so boring if you could predict everything exactly how it was going to happen. Like, what's the point in living? Because you already know what will happen. So then, like, when it does come in, you're just like, so what? Like, I already saw that. Like, it's just boring. You don't see any beauty in it once it comes in. So we fear the unknown, but that's actually what we deeply want. If you're honest with yourself, like deep down, you actually don't want to know, because that's what makes it exciting. That's what makes it worth living for and getting out of bed every morning for, to see how it shows up for you and what life has in store for you that day. You know, that is life. Life is unknown, and some think, oh my God, that's so scary. But it's not. Life is unknown because you want it that way. And you need to acknowledge the fact that deep down you actually don't want to know. Even though like your mind might want a reading and might want answers, you actually have to acknowledge that your deepest desire is actually the unknown. As weird as that might sound at first for your mind to grasp, go beyond the mind, because the mind is what wants clarity, reassurance, clarification, validation, and answers, and it wants to know. But tap into yourself, and yourself doesn't need to know. It actually has no need to know at all. It's just sitting there chilling like, I'm all good because I know everything's working out for me, and it's working out exactly how I signed it, exactly how my soul signed it, but my human doesn't know, and that's pretty cool, and that's pretty fun. That's what makes it fun here. And I'm keeping you stuck in a trap of you refusing to heal and you avoiding the healing and wanting the reading, avoiding the feeling and the processing and the healing side, and just staying in the mind and getting a reading instead. And that's why I do quantum stellar board readings, because it's both, and it's kind of a trick. I kind of trick people. Not a trick, because I'm keeping your mind happy by saying things, but it's actually not about what I'm saying. It's about the energy clearing that we're doing. We're doing quantum healing, energy healing in my readings. But I label it as reading because most people are going to dive on that because they're like, oh, reading. Because you think it's the reading, but the real work is actually the quantum energy healing. But for me, like, I don't connect to my pendulum that much anymore. Like, I love that I have that ability. I love that I have that connection with my son. But I was getting constantly hyped up and then let down because the timelines kept on shifting. And I've learnt, it took me a very long time, so don't blame yourself if you're struggling with this, but I had to learn to detach from what he was saying and detach from my spirit guides. And like, they still say a lot to me, but like in time, you learn to detach from your guides a bit, and they might be right, or it might be better, or it might be something totally different. So you just have to be open, and that's hard when you're going through pain and you're desperate for answers. Like, trust me, I feel you. But when you get an answer, it will actually never make you happy, like legit. Even if it's exactly what you want to hear from your most trusted, respected psychic ever, you give yourself about a minute, your mind will go, oh, but what if she's wrong? Okay? And that won't stop. A reading will not take that away from you. Your mind is always going to do that. Even if you get exactly what you want, you get that reading and she just lays it all out for you. Everything, all your dreams are coming true. You're like, yay, 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 yay. And then you go home, you go, but what if it doesn't happen? And the reading doesn't take that away. And actually, the more information input coming in, that will actually make the questioning even worse. Because even if you get clear answers, like this is going to happen in October, November, December, you'll have that temporary relief, but then you'll go back to questioning because all the work is being done just in the mind. You've got to get beyond the mind to yourself, to your heart space, to your soul light, and see what she's doing. Because your soul got no worries. She's just chilling. She's just in love, but she can sit there and go, your love life might, the love of your life might come in February, or he might come in tomorrow, or he might come in a year's time, no biggie, because your soul doesn't abide in time. So she's got no worries of time because you're eternal. But our human mind wants a date and a schedule, like what's going to happen in October, what's going to happen in November, what's going to happen in December. And your soul's just like, what is October? What is November? What is December? We're all just in this cosmic soup of an ever-expanding universe. Like, you're all good. You're all good. But that won't make your mind happy, okay? I know that, but that is the truth. Like, your soul is just floating in the abyss, and our mind wants this clear answer and this clear knowing, and we're just not going to get it. But we need to know that everything that's happening for you is perfect for you, okay? Even if everything's going to shit, it's falling apart, for it all to come back together, I promise you. And life is a constant melting and reforming and transforming, and that is evolution. So I'm not telling you not to go get a psychic reading, that's not what I'm saying. But if, like, I didn't listen when people told me don't go see a psychic, like, I went and did it anyway, so fair enough. But if you need, go and see how you might not be satisfied, okay? I'm just telling you now. They can plant a seed in you, okay, of saying like, oh my God, you're going to have this really successful business and I see this amazing partner coming in for you and like whatever it is. But you can actually do that for yourself. You can say that script to yourself right now, and this is what I want you to do. And not want you to do, like I invite you to do this if you like, to do your own psychic reading, because you're all psychics and I'm not doing it for you. Take your power back. You've got this, okay? So do a psychic reading and try tap in. You can try tap in if you like and like really try see if you get any visions or get anything. Or you can just pretend you're a psychic speaking to yourself and you can say the script, the exact script you want to hear from your most trusted, respected psychic. What's the best psychic reading you could possibly have, and say it to yourself right now. And really get into the character if you want. Like you can set up like a space in your house with candles and get some cards out, and you can dress up like a psychic if you want. I already dress up like a psychic, but like you can do that and go as detailed or as open as you want, and like really, really play it. And like you can sit down and pretend like you're talking to yourself and go, oh my God, Jade, I can see this amazing business that you're running, and it's like, and it's expanding so fast and you're attracting all these soul aligned clients, and I can see you speaking on stage, and I can see that like your YouTube channel is about to blow up and there's like millions of views like flicking in, and wow, this is so amazing. And oh, I see this divine masculine man coming in, and oh my God, he's so amazing, he's so divine. And you can even like if you want like detail what that man looks like. I like leaving it open to the universe. I'm not attached to form, but do whatever you want, and like let yourself get all excited after, like have yourself walk out of your room or out of the space and go, oh my God, I just had the best psychic reading ever. Like she told me everything I wanted to hear and more. Oh my God, it was a mind-blowing reading. Like really let yourself get all excited like you would if you had a normal reading. And you are planting the seed in your own mind on the highest timeline that you want. And with your amazing manifesting powers, you'll manifest it yourself. You take your power back. You're no longer looking outside yourself for answers, for confirmation, for reassurance from another. You give it to yourself right now. And why wait? Whatever you want a psychic to say to you, say it to yourself right now. And go on a tangent like an amazing psychic would, and like give yourself so much information in 1 hour, in a 1 hour reading or a 1 hour session where it like just blows your mind. Like do that for yourself, and stop disempowering yourself by searching outside for someone to tell you what you want to hear. Gift that to yourself right now. And it's the most empowering thing you can ever do for yourself. And watch the universe bring it all in. Not all right now, right? It's not going to come in exactly how you see it. It might make you, the universe might make you wait a bit, because also the universe likes humbling you, but do it anyway. And another thing with manifesting, like a lot of manifesting coaches out there are saying like, you need to know every single detail of your life, like every single second of your dream life, like write it all out, have every detail. You actually don't though. You don't need to have it all figured out, not like to start manifesting, you don't. The universe fills in the blanks with literal divine light. So you don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to have everything all set in stone. And you don't have to know it all. And by the way, you never will. Because even when you think you know what you want, the universe is still going to come in and rewrite it the way it's meant to go. And it's always going to be better. So just trust that. But that's my advice. Just start doing your own readings and play with it and have fun with it and become the author of your own destiny, because that is your power. So I don't want to keep disempowering people and giving them readings. I want you to start doing them yourself, because that's your power. We're all psychics. And yeah, just try it. Try it on. If you like it, keep going. And just keep going on that tangent of what your dream life is going to be like. Give yourself a psychic reading every day to keep your mind happy, and then, work with the energy clearings and the healings and start feeling your feelings as well, because you can't just keep being stuck in the mind, okay? that's my message for the day. Anyway, love you guys.